particular. The Gragas, yes, it, it is material, especially when there's more. It's champions that give you a lot. I don't want to say safety, but like a lot more solidity or sauce to your composition. Because right now, KBG are doing the thing where they're putting a lot of flex priority in their composition to kind of beat out JDG to psych them out. But right now, JDG, they are not playing that game. They are saying, all right, we're gonna be very straightforward here. We have a Varus, we have a Vi, we have an Alistar. We can go for a Jax, Garen, maybe Yasuo. So you have to be very wary of that because yeah, there are a lot of knockups here. But at the same time, you can just be very, very safe. So JDG, I think, have the onus here. Zeri! Fei picks Zeri into Anran 9.
Perfect. This is just perfect now for JDG. They have the crowd control, they have the early game setups, they have the late game scaling, and they have so much kiting potential. And this is going to be matched upon here by KBG with the Edzil back again on Andran. So we're back to game number 1 and 2. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. KBG going back on their form. Gwen gonna be picked for Sunny, which is also good, especially on the scaling. But I'm liking the form that I'm seeing right now for KBG. This is a good sign for them to finally regain control. Because the earlier champion lineups that they have been trying out is just not good. The only reason why we loved it, because they had a really, really high win percentage, especially on the Fiora, on the Ashe, and the Zeri that they had 3. Game number 4, it's a little bit more confusing to have like 4 scaling champions, and they were heavily punished for it. Game 5, it's finally balanced.
Yes. Balance in the Force has been found, and I feel like this game finally could go really either way. And yeah, it will go to one of these teams. One of them will have the lead when it comes to the end of this game. But will it be KBG? Will it be JDG? We'll wait and see, because we have 4 ADCs on the board. Ezreal and Corki for the side of KBG, and Zeri plus Varus for the side of JDG this time. This is the first time on the red side, though.
Yep. We have seen 4 consecutive games with them sticking on one side. JDG was on blue, KBG was on red. First time they have switched. Yep. And the thing that this is, it took a long while before KBG actually decided to do so, is a little bit confusing for me. It cost them 2 losses, and they would need to really recover their momentum back. This is a good sign, seeing that they have this kind of composition, knowing that they have really good results with this over the past few games that they had, including in the series as well. KG being back on the Garen, which we have seen to have even an MVP performance earlier in game 2. KBG is going to be looking forward to scale up in this early game. They have the necessary champions to work their way up later on. KBG as well having that same kind of strategy, since they have Gwen, they have Zeri. Varus gonna take some time, but through the Vi, maybe they can set things up here, at least in the early game. Maybe add a little bit of a pressure in the top side, since Sunny is doing well against KG for now. Mid lane is just gonna be a battle of CS, maybe a bit of poke between Anran and Feibai, but they're gonna be fine. Eventually, we're gonna be seeing our junglers either go top side or bot.
I actually really like the Fire for JDG, but it really does have to be up to track him and be able to counter him, because that Crescent Guard is a great way to get that Vi off of somebody. It just is not as reliable cease and desist. So I think it's going to be a battle between the jungler once again, once looking for maybe this first gank here, but he has been spotted out there by that ward.
JDG I'm pointing right now. Yu's gonna be spotting out once here going into the top side. And we'll be canceling that gank. Fortunately, Sunny was actually going back into the base for the meantime. It's going to be a long see the first fight. That gives us a little bit of time to analyze first path here of both teams. Because KBG and JDG are looking to just scale up since they have double marksman on their lineup. The only positive side I'm seeing on the side of KBG this time around is seeing the Ton on the Shinza, one of his signature champions that he has massive impact all the time.
Yep, the impact has to be felt here. And I feel like KBG, yeah, Anran 9 has to be that one. Man, that one most impactful player on that Ezreal, as you know, he does have the opportunity to be that. Ezreal is very good, but right now the gank is on stage. Even through the flash, he ceased and desisted. Sani will slice him up for that first, and that Todd was not able to track one there. So yeah, that first blood GG this time.
Again and again, similar to our first or our third game and fourth game, JDG is still so far taking control of the early game, which is again a good sign. They have the necessary tools to work around against KBG, but having the proper execution is the against him with just one item, since you will have the slow with your gauntlet.
Yeah, that is the time that Ezreal really has the advantage, man. That is when Anran 9 can start to duels and get these 1v1s on his side, but he does need to hit those mystic shots. So, with that being said, what can be done here by KBG that doesn't put them at risk of getting countered by JDG right now? Because once is still looking for blood up here in the top lane before maybe, well, maybe he's just gonna go for the take. Well, that top is going to go for the trade here. Objective trade, once again, we've seen this 4 times in a row. Nobody really wanting to cuss for these except for that true shop, getting just that little bit of information that once is indeed on that Rift Herald.
Good thing that KBG this time did not hesitate starting the dragon. Because a while ago it cost them the dragon being stolen by JDG and them having double objectives as well. You flash. But is still not connecting onto Juju, but Andron might be in trouble.
And a lot of trouble because he gets Hex Tech Proto Belt into the Headbutt Pulverize, into just getting out. There is a lot of things that KBG could have done. That was not the play, but he is going to be able to die, not live. It's a 1-for-1 there, and so all said and done, it's a 3-for-1, and is once absolutely. He's out jungling, and that's on.
JDG as well might be able to take down this tower right now into the mid lane. Bottom as well being threatened by Feibai. That's a lot of plays that they were able to acquire. And let's take that quickly one more time, because KBG was just wanting to get some questionable play, I would say, because Juju was there. You're against a Varus lineup. You shouldn't be too far forward, because this exactly can happen, and they lost a lot of members just because of that.
Yeah, that was a little bit dicey, gonna lie, but they did just kind of take there. This could be another mistake, as you is try getting
Corruption?
Yeah, corruption will keep him out, and the Proto Belt is actually going to make him stay down, but that is a great reset coming in from KBG. Unfortunately, they will just get decimated once again, and it's a 2-for-3 trade this time.
JDG,
wow,
again,
JDG
getting an upper hand time and time again, keeping us gaming, getting a bit flustered here in this matchup right now, and it's very concerning. KG has been trying to work around, carry the team as well. Bias influence, getting one in that team fight, able to still survive in the top lane despite this matchup right now against Gwen, but the other members has been not having a good time. JDG seems to be the one taking full control, which is good here for them. The influence of Juju has been massive as well. relatively high kill participation alongside with ones, and Doki has been always on point with his engages. This is why JDG right now are being so scary, even after being faced by KBG, because they're not feeling the fear anymore. They're not feeling the pressure anymore, just like in the initial 2 games that we have seen. In this way, they're able to really charge against KBG.
Yeah, KBG is just kind of dropping the ball again and again. I don't know if they're just getting the nerves or if they're just, I don't know, man. It just seems like they are not as clean as they were in the first 2 games, and crumbling under the pressure that once is bringing. Fei-Bai all maybe looking for something there because of the talent. But I think that JDG has just got there. I think JDG is just able to read the way that KBG have been playing and say, okay, now we know. We have downloaded them, and now look to use that information and use it to our advantage, because look at how much pressure they're actually like just giving across the entire mess. Now we're going to be coming up to the top along with Doki. There's going to be a dive and a half onto KG and Datan. If they do not get there in time, though, it's fine, because JDG are the ones always on the front foot. They're in the driver's seat right now.
They're still giving a tremendous amount of respect there towards KBG, even if there were like 4 people going into the top lane, almost 5 JDG. The moment that they saw Juyu in presence, they immediately back away, because there is still a high outplay potential on the side of KBG, and they know that the dragon is going to be spawning up in the next few seconds, so they want to focus on that. Deny the objectives on KBG, but still, priority by KBG. They are setting up vision right now. JDG is going to be engaging. They need to be very careful. KBG starting this dragon right now, but KG is being zoned away. They're waiting for the opportunity to strike. True Shot Barrage is going to be connecting only onto ones. Just waiting for KBG to actually go forward, because since they do have the chain of corruption, they have Doki as well to initiate for the team. But Sunny doing a really good job split pushing here into the mid lane, providing that pressure, getting the attention of KBG.
Yeah, and KBG are just trying to respond to every single thing that JDG are doing, but JDG are not letting them get even a foot into the door here. Nothing is given for free here by JDG. They have every single side covered, and have to be the ones to go in and actually make that first pick off, that first move. And that could be the big mistake here for KBG if they do try to make that move. KBG are just ready to respond. They're paying KBG to get into that dragon pit right now. This is a very deadly dance. And already Datan is in there like swimwear, but he does get Chain of Corruption, and into the fight he goes, into the back. He has to flash out. Doki does get eliminated though. But this could be the shining light that they needed, but that is going to be the cease and desist on the Xiao Ma. The kill will not come through, but it will when Fei-Bai flashes in, and that is the Zeri that they were afraid of. That is going to be once again JDG getting 3, BG's 2.
It started off a little bit good inside of KBG. It was nice that we see Datan actually going in and engaging towards JDG, but the follow-up wasn't actually there on the side of KBG. That's how they kind of lost in that fight as well. Initially they won, they got a couple of pickups, but after losing so much of their utilities, they started to fall off. That's when JDG actually was able to strike. We see this replay one more time in which Doki was immediately blown away. But if we look at the back line of JDG, Fei-Bai was still perfectly stable. Juju was still perfectly being able to land the pokes onto KBG. And KBG was focusing too much on the front line. That's why the damage was so pure on JDG.
Right now, another catch for JDG. They found Yuyu once again. They're just flawless right now. Okay, crumbling under the pressure. Doki is not at all. Fei-Bai with his own Zeri is just, he's just decimating, man. And it is beautiful to see JDG play like this, but if you're KBG, what can you do? How can you mentally reset here? Or try to test this Baron, but there is a way for them to get into it, so it will just get sick. And then this fight is gonna go JDG's way because they have the man advantage, and KG is already going down. Fei-Bai and that Han is the next target. He gets taken out of Juju with the flash shade out the Xiaoma. It's going to almost decimate, though Smite will actually take him out. Flash Smite to get it. That's another 3 kills for JDG. They are getting 3 kills after 3 kills.
Yep, and now they're backing into the mid lane. Alaran desperately trying to defend, but they have to go back into the... That's going to be the inhibitor tower by KBG. Fall down. JDG just taking full control of this game right now. 13 minutes into the game. 9,000 gold lead. Let's check that replay one more time. That is just perfect for JDG. Good zoning there by Doki, preventing any sort of steal from the taunt, and then the re-engage. They know that they checked this area blindly, no vision. That's why they fully, confidently went into the members of KBG. They know that they're ahead. They know that they have the luxury of just going in, and they're just unstoppable right now, reaching almost 10,000 right now in gold lead. JDG looking for the close. KBG so lost. They're now trying to defend the top side tower. KBG, they want to fight, they engage.
They fight once again, and Yu is going to be the sacrificial lamb here. KBG are not able to defend him. Adran 9 is trying to keep them away, but that amazing pulverize from the Doki. He will be saying Doki Doki here, but that's Honda is incredibly low. Sandy is going to live with the Golden Globe Award. KG and Xiaoma, the last man standing package. Will it be enough? No, it won't. He gets immediately one shot, and KG won't go down, but the Nexus will. That is JDG pulling up in front.
Oh man. We see the fastest